My goodness. It's Sunday.
Becky, look at her butt. That was exactly how you just said
Oh,
that. My
my.
God. Becky, look at her
And
butt.
look at the sunshine outside. Not that you guys can see it, but
there's no light in this office.
Vegas has been super cold. There have been other years at this time when we were enjoying pool weather in the 80s. It has yet to hit the 80s.
And the
It's
high
been
80s.
real cold. Like it was 70 something yesterday. It was like the first time it's been in the 70s, I think, this year, which is crazy. And nice to finally have some sunshine. Hello, everybody. It's Sunday. This is our regular Sunday show, the Sunday Live Haul. And we are here. We actually did a video, a pre-recorded video. What? That I posted yesterday. Because if you remember, if you were here last week, I laid down the challenge. Let's do the bins 5 days in a row. And Vikki was like, okay. Actually, she said probably 20 times that she was pretty sure she wouldn't be able to make it through. But guess what? We both did all 5 days, Tuesday through Saturday. And
listen, I'm a morning person. Well, let me clarify that. I get up early in the morning. I'm not a morning person, as in don't talk to me for like the first hour. I need coffee. I need to like scroll Facebook.
I'm
on my phone.
more of a morning person.
I don't want to talk in the morning, but I don't sleep late. However, you're self-employed, right? Who sets an alarm? We don't set alarms. We don't have kids to take care of. We're up usually by 7. We had 7:30.
I would say like the last several months we've been pushing the 8 o'clock. I don't know why, but yes, we have the alarm set for 6:30 like all week. And yeah, you're a morning person. I'm glad you clarified that, because come on, I'm the morning person.
No, but I have no problem getting up normally or in the 7 o'clock to 7:30ish range. But like setting an alarm for 5 days to get up at 6:30 in the morning, there's something about that being jolted out of your sleep, that even if it's half an hour to an hour earlier than normal. And to be fair, I was actually going to sleep earlier.
Yeah, we were getting like 8 hours of sleep, which isn't even like the norm. But yeah, it's having an alarm tell you that you have to get. A couple of days I woke up before, so I didn't actually have to hear the alarm.
I see Destiny's in the chat. Hi, Destiny. Shamrock Pixie. Haven't seen you in there in a long time.
Hello.
Yeah, so it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. I almost said to Katy I wanted to go again today. I mean, I really need to go at least twice a week.
I'm down to do twice a week. In the past, it's funny because I was talking to my friend Shelly, and she's like, I thought you hated the bins. And I'm like, I used to almost exclusively go to the bins for my stuff when I lived back in Oregon. That kind of changed. But because of how sales are lately, in order to keep up with listing, I can't be paying up as much as I normally do on a regular basis to continue to list to my stores. I just can't maintain that. It's not sustainable because the sales aren't following right now. And so having to kind of it works in this business. You have to rethink how you do things. And so, it's not as fruitful for me to go to the bins. Vikki actually does pretty well just because of like with women's vintage, it's a lot easier. I mean, you still have to like dig through stuff, but like yesterday, for instance, we went in there and the first rotation, I had my arms loaded and like one was for me, and it was a bunch of pretty cool stuff for Vikki.
Yeah.
So
some days I walked out of there, I spent, just like $25 or whatever. And our bins prices are $1.89 a pound. By the way, it's on the high side compared to some of the bins prices in the country. And we don't have separate pricing for linens. We don't have separate pricing for shoes. We have separate pricing for things that are way more than 7 pounds. And if it weighs like 7 pounds or higher, I think it's $7.99.
Yeah.
So if it's like a big item, like a TV electronics item or something like that. But in general, board games are 25 cents. That's good. Hardcover books are $1. Soft cover books or magazines are 25 cents. That's the type of thing. I personally I didn't like them before. Anybody that's been following us for a long time knows they changed our bins back in COVID. They closed 2 locations, combined them and made 1. And the 1 new location is also direct donation. So it makes all the difference.
That's the game changer.
That's the difference.
And that's how it was back in Oregon. And in Oregon, back in my day of being at the bin, I believe it was $1.29 a pound. But once you hit the 25-pound mark, it was only 90 cents. So as long as you got at least 25 pounds, it was only 99 cents a pound.
It was thrive on that
magic
because I fill the car every time. Yeah, we see Jesse every morning. I see Jesse every morning when I go too. But Jesse and I don't get the same things. As a matter of fact, we trade back and forth.
Yeah.
That's the thing about finding a bins buddy that doesn't sell exactly what you sell. Jesse is a good bins buddy for me. Katy's a good bins buddy for me.
Yeah.
Corey is a good bins buddy for me.
We're great bins buddies for Jesse, because the thing about Jesse, if you watch his videos, he finds some amazing stuff, super high price stuff. Which in the sourcing video I did yesterday, I did put a link to his video because he talks about the shoes that he found. I wanted you guys to be able to go watch his video. So he does find some stuff that's worth hundreds of dollars, of course. But when he's filling up all those bags, a lot of the stuff he's getting are like plush, where he's, you know, stuff that he's paying like less than $1 for, but he might only be selling them for $5. But
it's fast,
because he's doing the super, he's doing a lot of whatnot every week, like 2 shows a week. He's able to like burn through that stuff and make money with it.
So I give him a lot of that stuff, and there are certain things that I know Jesse likes more than me, and vice versa. He'll be like, "Hey, I don't know about this. Do you want this?" And you know, it looks good. So we're only about 5 miles away from the bid. Somebody asked how far away we are. We're only about 5 miles away. So it's a pretty fast thing, you know.
But yeah, so we did the full 5 days. I was a little worried about, like, I wanted to do a video because I knew it was going to be interesting. The concept is interesting, and Vikki is really sad that we don't do any videos anymore. And so I was like, okay, I'll do a video. But then I was worried because it's like you can't film here at the bins, so like it's just going to be us like talking in the car before and after each day. But I think I was able to get enough of like extra stuff that's going to the regular Goodwill. I got to show Jesse's finds out in the parking lot. We went to go get donuts. So there was a little bit of extra stuff that wasn't just, you know, us sitting in a car. So
yeah, it's hard because we can't film at our bins. So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so I see a lot of people in the chat. We already have 75 people watching live right now. So thanks for popping in, guys. Nice to see. If anybody is new to our chat or new to our channel, I'm Vikki. This is Katy.
It's true.
And this is our Sunday live show. I don't know. This is her spiel.
You're trying to, why are you trying to,
I'm bogarting your spiel.
Steal my spiel, man. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Oh, on Wednesday, I mentioned this in the video, the other video. On Wednesday, I actually went and had my first day volunteering for our lawyers. For those of you who've known us and been around for a while, back in 2019 when we were sued by Jason Smith, we were very lucky to find this amazing team of lawyers. It was mainly luck, and because let me tell you, it's a nightmare dealing with the legal process, especially when you're kind of up against the wall and trying to defend yourself. It's expensive, and actually finding the right people that are the right fit is very difficult. But we were super lucky. We won, and then won again, taking it to the Nevada Supreme Court. So they're an amazing team, and they do a lot of work. We won
on a Supreme Court level and set Supreme Court precedent that has actually been quoted on multiple occasions already.
You know what one of my favorite pastimes is? I like to go and
Google our case.
Google our case, because there's like a website where you can see like all the different cases where it's been cited. And the last time I looked, which was like maybe 4 months ago, there were like 6 different cases around the country where it had been cited. So that's just kind of cool. But anyway,
not just local state law. Like, come on.
Yeah. No.
Supreme Court.
Well, Nevada Supreme Court, but it's still used. Other states will still use cases.
Of course.
Right. So it's whatever. Anyway. Let me get to the good stuff though.
So you volunteered.
So let me tell the story. So our lawyers, they do really amazing work around civil rights cases, First Amendment, freedom of speech cases, which is a lot of what ours had to do with. And so they do some pro bono work. Ours wasn't pro bono, but they do pro bono work. And so with my background and stuff that I used to do, I was like, I really want to come volunteer for you. And they were like, okay.
They even came to our wedding.
Yeah, it's true. Because at one point, our lawyer had asked me if I'd ever thought about going to law school, because I had done a lot of work organizing all of our evidence, all the documentation to back up claims that we had made. And so I was like, I really want to volunteer on cases where you're either doing it pro bono, or maybe your clients don't have very much money, and so they have difficulty paying what you would normally charge. And so finally, it's been a couple of years in the making, but we finally got it to happen. And so I had my first full day. I got right to work on a pro bono case that's a really cool civil rights case, and I'm super excited about it. And so I don't have a ton of extra time, but I'm going to be doing that every other week. I'm going to be going in for a day. I have my own email. I have my own little computer, my own little desk, and it's just really cool to be working on something that I can be really passionate about, and be helping somebody and helping make sure that people are protected the way they should be. because again, our legal system, it's very difficult. If you don't have money, if you
If you
don't
don't
have
have
agency,
means, money, agency, education, and people to help you navigate the legal system or the
it's
healthcare
hard.
system, it's really hard.
Yeah.
The lucky thing that we had is we were able to find 2 very good attorneys. We had some money to try and pay them, and we're both intelligent.
Yeah.
And that was a big leg up over a lot of people. And it was still extremely stressful and difficult and expensive. So, and it took years. So I think it's really awesome. I'm proud of you, honey. I think it's really awesome.
Thanks. They seriously, like, I went straight into, like, they were immediately like, all right, here's the case we're working on. Here's what we want you to do, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is, it's like, because I'm volunteering, normally it's like if they're doing it pro bono, you have to like be bringing money into the firm somehow. And so the less paid resources they have to use by having somebody like me help them, the more effective they can be and the more work they can take on. And so I hope that I can do my part a little bit
to help make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all. That's what I did on Wednesday. It was super exciting to get to be like in an office environment and be like
type.
Let me read this. Let me read that.
And you weren't playing horror movies in the background.
I was not. There were no. That's the only thing. I think I need to bring my headphones because it's real quiet in there, except for the other clickety clacketing. So I might need to bring in some headphones to listen to like the movie score.
It's fun.
Play mix.
It's fun.
Anyway, that's all. That's what my week's been.
It's really cool because we both get to do things. This is the one good thing about the job, and we'll get into our show in a second. One of the many good things about this type of work and the type of jobs that we do, being self-employed and having the flexibility that we have allows us both to give back to causes and organizations that matter to us.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's working with the burn community. Many of you know that I ran a nonprofit and founded a nonprofit back east where it was a multi-million-dollar nonprofit organization. We did all volunteer. It was all we changed lives and we helped people, and it was amazing. And I was so blessed to have been a part of that and have that be a part of my lasting legacy on this earth, that I've done something and been part of something that is bigger than myself. And I still love that. I love that I'm able to work with the burn community. And it's just, this is the type of thing that I couldn't do if I had a 9-to-5 job, and you couldn't do if you had a 9-to-5 job.
Let me tell you, I love the work that I do. I love reselling. I really enjoy it. It's hard when sales aren't great and it's a struggle, but I love the work. I wake up every morning excited. I'm excited to ship my stuff in the morning, guys. I don't
really get excited to ship stuff.
I mean, I'm happy that it's sold, but I enjoy it. I don't dread it. And I know myself very well that when I dread something, it's just not doing it for me. Anyway, and so I do really love what I do, but I have my degree in nonprofit management. So, I mean, clearly that kind of work is really important to me. So being able to have something that's kind of beyond myself, it feeds my soul, as cringy and
I say that all the time.
It feeds my soul. I mean, we get a little bit of that from doing the remix because, I mean, it's not a nonprofit, but it's about us being a part of the community and helping others. That kind of work is important. I need that extra dimension to what I do in my life to make me happy. So
yeah, it's not enough to just do selfish things for yourself and your own business, for you.
Yeah.
And like, let's face it, humans in general are selfish people. We just are. That's life. But it really, people talk about volunteerism and giving back to the community, whatever that shape that takes for you. Giving back and working with people and for people, or volunteering of your time or your resources in whatever capacity that is. Believe me when I tell you that you will get far more out of it than you will put into it. And I'm going to leave my speech at that. Find something that you're impassioned about and go look into doing something.
I see Danica's in the chat. Danica, I called you and you didn't even answer the phone and you wanted to talk. I'm really excited because I'm going to see you in a few weeks. So just say it. Call me back, please. Don't leave me hanging. Not that I have anything important to talk about. But okay, let's get into our show, guys. This is our regular show, Sunday live haul. We break it into 3 parts. The first part, we look at our real numbers for the week, our gross numbers. We're in the middle of a show, madam, so you got to wait for a break. Let me get through.
Keep going.
Nope. Let me get through my spiel, and then you are welcome to say anything that
you know what I'm going to say.
Anything that you would like to
finish your spiel. Stop talking. Finish it.
I mean, now I have to start over. This is our regular Sunday live haul show. We break it up into 3 parts. The first part, we look at our real numbers for the week, our gross numbers across all our platforms. We break down the fees, some of the costs, and the most important part, the cost of goods. Middle part of the show, we look at our sales highlights for the last week. Interesting items we've sold, big sales, educational sales, real bad, crappy sales, sales that make Vikki go, eh. Last part, final part, third part, we look at our haul, the cool stuff that we picked up over the last week. And this week, it's going to be the reveal of some of the awesome stuff that we found in the bins that we didn't already give you a little peek of during our other video. Now, Victoria, now that I'm finished, is there something that you would like to say?
I want to address Julia's comment, to whom that much has been given, much will be required. This is the tattoo on my arm. To whom that much has been given, much will be required. It's a Bible quote from the book of John. And that is the way that I live my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you mentioned that quote because not a lot of people get that. And that just really touched me. That's all. That's what I want to say. I've had that on my arm for almost 20 years. And that is what I've tried to live by, surviving a catastrophic event that a lot of people died in. And I've given back as much as possible for the last 20 years. That is exactly the quote that I live by and I've quoted many, many times in many, many speeches.
Indeed.
So most people don't get that. So thanks for saying that.
It's very good. It is very good.
It is very good. It is a very good quote.
Okay, let's go ahead and start the first part of the show. We're going to look at our real numbers for the last week. I mean, I feel like I'm just kind of like limping along, doing okay. Not. I just want a week where I like do awesome. Can I have that? I don't remember the last week where I'm like, what an awesome week.
It's been a long time.
It's like, come on,
it's
man.
been a long time.
Come on, man. We got cruises going. All right. 24 eBay orders, 6 Etsy orders, nothing on Instagram, 4 between Grilled and Mercari for a total of 34 outgoing orders. eBay, $1,431.62. And I'm grateful I'm over 1,000. So I got that. Etsy has been pretty quiet, but I still did better than last week on Etsy. $312.44, and then between Grilled and Mercari, $330 for a grand total of $2,074.06.
Why do you see dead people?
6 cents. Whatever. I'm hilarious. How dare you?
Oh my God.
Shipping $117.94. You can see the rest of the fees broken down there. Cost of goods $285. Net total sales $1,420.63. The gross average sale price did drop this week. I like to hit 70 or above. I'm at 61 with my net average sale price $42.02. I sold a lot of lower price stuff. Yeah, it is what it is. Whatever I got to do to pay the bills, man. So, all right. How about you?
Better week than last week. So I'm not hating it. I'm still about $1,000 short of where I want to be, if not more, but I will take a $3,000 week right now. So 30 sales on eBay, 10 on Etsy, 9 on Poshmark, 3 on Mercari for a total of 52 orders. My eBay gross sales, $1,622, Etsy, $701, Poshmark, $481, Mercari, $197. Put me just over $3,000 for the week in gross sales.
Look at you.
I know, it's almost like it was a mediocre week right there. So has all of my shipping and everything else. Again, my shipping generally tends to be higher because I am selling not just clothing, and I do have a lot of international sales. But my cost of goods is relatively low, even though on this week I have a couple of items that I did pay up for. So about 80 of that is 2 items.
Wow.
So if you were to subtract those 2 items, my cost of goods are pretty low. So 207 for the total. And my net sales, 2173. Gross average sale price is right where I like it to be, between 50 and 60. And my net average sale price is 4180.
Yeah, that's right. My deals. Got myself a sugar mama.
Yeah, Kelly, I don't make that much money. Don't forget, we moved just a year ago, and our housing expense doubled.
Yeah, that's true. But we were going to have to get
our housing expense.
So
our housing expense doubled, and both of our incomes tanked, like a lot of us did over the last year. So, getting to be a little bit of a struggle.
Now she's the one that has the sugar mama, because who gets to have their really good morning by just relaxing in bed. I get up, go downstairs, I feed the dogs. I take the dogs outside. I clean up their messes. I make her coffee. I bring her coffee. I run her bath for her more often than not. It's
True.
now
I'm
that
spoiled.
is the sweet life. That's what a real sugar mama is. I'm just saying.
It's true. It's true. I'm kind of spoiled.
All right. Anything else to say?
No, nothing. I mean, I got plenty to say, but I mean, nothing else about
Ew.
about the sales.
Hilarious. You're hilarious. She claims, now I'm always going to make the joke, even though it's true, about when we finish the show here, she's done. It's like, I always want to work like a few more hours after the show, because we usually work, till 6 o'clock. And she's usually like, I'm done. And then she goes and watches TV. But she made some big claims earlier that you're going to be taking some pictures, maybe. She said maybe, which makes me think probably not.
Probably, I don't know. Maybe.
We got to get some stuff done here, man. Okay, let me close this out, and then we're going to look at our sales highlights. Man, so what happens is Vikki sends me all the sales that she wants included in this part of the show. And so I have to, I'll count how many she has, whether it's 8 or 10, 11, 12. And then I've got to try and come up with the same number. It was hard this week, you guys. I had so many lower priced items that I sold. Like, I feel like my numbers were decent, but it was a lot of smaller sales. And so being able to actually show anything that was like halfway interesting was a little tough, but I pulled it together, kind of, sort of. What do you got here? What's up with these fancy pants?
So these fancy pants, for those of you that watched our sourcing video that we put up yesterday, I talked about my awful buyer who sent me awful messages because the item was scanned incorrectly and then opened up a claim and blah, 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 blah. Well, these are the pants that sold. So
Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm like, it's probably a douche that wears them. Anyway, so I thought they were pretty cool. I got these at the bins. I believe I got these in Colorado at the bins. So I would have paid less than $2 because they're under a pound. They're very lightweight. And I did take an offer on them the day after they were listed. So I did take an offer and sold them for $90. I was pretty happy with the sale until my customer decided to be a jerk face. But either way, they sold pretty fast. $2 into $90 is a pretty good. They do look like Hot Topic. They definitely look like Hot Topic, which is why I picked them up, thinking, okay, if nothing else, I sell these Hot Topic pants $30 to $40, no problem. I did not realize that this particular brand, Dog Pile is the brand, sells for much more than Hot Topic brand does. So just so you know, keep that in mind. If you run across them. Yeah, I mean, they're this is the typical goth starter kit from the 90s. You buy your pants with your chains from Hot Topic.
Hey, don't knock Hot Topic. 90s band t-shirts from Hot Topic are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars now. It's true. So be nice.
But yeah, I mean, Hot Topic starter kit. That's what we used to call this, the goth starter kit.
All right, first one for me, guys. Why
are we showing this?
Because first of all, I guarantee you, I had to have bought this at like the bins in Salem, like probably back in like early 2016. So I would have paid. It's really super light. I would have paid like a quarter for it, if that. I have an eBay store, so it's not like I'm paying monthly for a listing for this. Otherwise, it'd be a real bad investment. So it's just been sitting in a bin for the last several years.
You've been here for almost 5.5 years.
Yeah,
that's a long time to hang on to a $20 item.
Okay, but I have like one little bin of button-down shirts, but it's like whatever. It's not taking up any excessive amount of space, just sitting there. But you know what? Somebody offered $15, and I'm like, okay, I'll take $15. I got $15 for this bad boy. It's just funny.
Terrible.
It's like
terrible,
right?
Why would you even pick? You would never pick that up now.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's okay. You got to understand. I started reselling. Basically, 2016 was my year that I started reselling. I sold my first thing in 2015, December of 2015. So I didn't know anything about anything. I started going to the bins. I was not a vintage person. Like, I like graphic tees. I have always liked graphic tees. But other than that, I didn't know anything about anything. So I was just buying stuff. And it was like, it cost me like 25 cents. Somehow I managed to make a living doing that. And mind you, fourth quarter 2016, guys, December, I did over $8,000 and I had shit like this I was selling.
I know.
So
I know.
I don't even remember, like, I didn't make $8,000 this last December in fourth quarter, and I've got way better stuff. So it is what it is. But
Yeah,
man,
this is the kind of thing that I wouldn't list if it was given to me for free. I would redonate it.
yeah. But again, I'm not doing anything. It's just sitting in a bin that's not moving. It's just sitting there. So I don't really care. It's like I don't need
I
to free
know,
up the
right? So
space.
Kelly says that if you keep that up, you'll be my sugar mama in no time.
That's right. That's right. So true.
One $15 sale at a time.
That's right.
So this I don't normally sell jewelry, and as you can tell by my photos and my old lady wrinkly hands.
You be
But
nice.
here's the thing: I bought this from Wade of Wade. Adventures. I bought this from his very first Whatnot show. I have tried to support my friends doing their Whatnot shows here and there where I can. I do know that Navajo, Southwest, turquoise jewelry, especially if it is signed by the artist, has a good saleable factor. So I didn't know anything about this particular artist. I just knew that it was signed, and I paid $55 delivered for this. Um, I listed it. It doesn't sell for a huge amount. This artist doesn't sell for a huge amount. There's quite a few items by this particular artist that seems to be their signature design. And I knew it wasn't going to sell for a ton, but I took an offer for $95 and I at least doubled my money,
Yeah.
you know?
Like turquoise and silver are timeless
Oh, they totally
styles
are.
because like my grandma always wore it. The one that passed away last year. My
Mhm.
mom's always worn it. Like my sister does sometimes.
I have my
I
mother's.
used to have one where I know people like younger than me that wear it regularly.
Yeah, I don't wear silver anymore, but when I was wearing silver, I still have all my jewelry. But yeah, I have some that are similar to this too.
Yeah.
It's a nice piece. It was hefty. It was a good size. A size 9 is a good size for a woman's ring. If you have bigger fingers, you can see that I have it on my pointer finger because my fingers are not that big. I'm chubby, but my rings are not. My ring fingers are not for whatever reason.
I think I'm like a 7.
You are a 7. Your ring finger's a 7. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty ring. I don't do jewelry very often, like I said, so it was difficult for me to even get really good pictures of it, but it's fine. It's old, right?
Yep. Nice. All right. She was making me look at the little mark on it because she had the information and then lost it. And so she gave me like a
Loop.
yeah, but I think I could see it better with my regular eyeballs. I just need it to be. And then to wear with that ring, here's a turquoise t-shirt. Turquoise t-shirt. The Indy 500. I really love the graphic on this. I think I could have sold this for more, but whatever.
Why don't you have the color in your title?
Why don't I?
Mhm.
Why do I need it in the title when it's in my item specifics?
I was just curious.
If people search the color, it's going to come up, and then their eyeballs are going to tell them that that's what it is.
Okay.
So it's a waste, in my opinion. It's a waste of real estate. Anyway, just a super cool 80s tee. I love the graphic on the front of it. I think it looks cool. It is on a Screen Stars tag, and I think I sent an offer out for $45. When I price something at $69.99, usually my offers are $50, but I just wanted to make some money for the love of all that is holy. So I sent an offer for $45. They accepted. They paid. And I guess I made a little bit of money. Whatever. All right, next.
This was one that I may have underpriced. Our friend Barbara Colson helped me identify the pattern on this quilt. She's a quilter, as is Teresa and Teresa's mom. So this particular, I grabbed this at the bins. I'm not sure if this one came from Colorado or not. It may have come from our bins here. But I didn't pay very much for it. It is a little heavier, so I would say I probably paid around $7 to $8 for it. I listed it for $175 and I accepted an offer the same day within like 3 hours for $150. So the buyer paid $150. It actually went to Arizona, so it only cost me like $9 and change to ship it. They already received it. I haven't gotten feedback yet, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I've had it for a few days. So it was just a really pretty quilt. Barbara helped me identify the pattern, grandmother's flower garden. I would not have known that.
Yeah.
But it's a really pretty quilt and it was really nicely made. And, I'm pretty good at being able to tell what the fabrics are, where they're from as far as to date and age on things like quilts. So I just don't know the patterns. And Barbara's always my go-to. I'm like, all right, what do I call this thing, Barbara?
Mm-hmm.
But it's really pretty. It sold very fast.
So Turtlebug 8 wants to know if we follow a specific pattern for titles on eBay. I will say for me, I have a very specific format I do for my titles, and it's different for Vikki. But I like mine to be consistent, so I like to use the same format for all my titles. I don't think Vikki is as strict with hers.
No.
She has a general way she likes to do it.
Not even close. It's different all the time.
Yeah. So, but that's kind of the difference between the two of us is that I have very rigid ideas of like, I want it to look like this.
Your photos and your titles are very specific, and
very,
I'm like,
very specific.
I don't give a fuck.
Vikki's like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
she'll like smear it all over the walls. So. It's true. Which is always, this is why I always tell people, like, okay, when it comes to being like cluttery and stuff, I'm much more cluttery and pack ratty, whereas Vikki likes things to be a little bit neater. I mean, I'm not like terrible, but she likes things to be a little bit neater. But there's certain things that I'm way more like anal about, and I need it to be a certain way, and things where she's like, who cares? Doesn't matter. So it's just kind of a funny thing about us.
I'm all like, good enough.
Yeah, I don't, those words don't mean anything to me. All right, next up, Tiger Claws. So this is it's funny because I had listed a whole bunch of these DVDs or Blu-rays that I had bought in my collection because I had that subscription last year. So I've listed probably like 100 of them. It's crazy. And this last week on eBay, half of my sales, I'm not even joking, half of my sales on eBay this last week were movies. So I sold a ton. Why are you saying
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, it just means I'd be doing real poorly if I didn't have those. Anyway, so I didn't. That's part of why I was having a hard time finding things to show you guys because I'm like, how many movies can I show you? So I just picked this one. I sent an offer out for $65. I may be paid with my subscription, maybe a $15 cost for me. Sold it for $65. It's just like a martial arts. It was put out by Vinegar Syndrome, and made some money on it. So there you go. Sometimes you got to try something a little bit different when you need to bring that money in.
Okay, so for those of you that are local to our meetup, you know that every year in January we do a thrifted gift exchange. We do it like a white elephant or a Yankee swap if you're from New England, this was what I ended up with because I was last, and I
because she's
stole it. I stole it from Katy. And
never in a million years did I think she was going to take it from me. I never would have done such a thing to her. Very upsetting, you guys.
So very this came upsetting. From Ryan Wilson from the Blind Center. He has now come the last couple of years. He comes to our meetups, and this happened to be his offering in the meetup and his offering in the Yankee swap. And I ended up with it because I stole it at the end.
And I think this was after she had come back from Colorado with like literally 1,000 pounds of inventory. And I was struggling to get inventory. And the one thing,
but she's not bitter.
The one thing is like a streetwear piece, which then she doesn't even have. No, I'm yelling because I'm mad. Then she doesn't even have the basic respect to take a good picture. Look at this. What's happening up here in this corner?
Here we go with the
no respect. You put them a $200 item. It's just like a wrinkled pile in the middle of the table with this like quarter. What is this garbage? Who do you think you are? No respect whatsoever. All it is a money grab for you.
This is here we go with the so of course I was going to sell it because that's what we do. Our thrifted gift exchange is for people to bring items that they paid less than $15 to $20 for, and we do it as our gift exchange. And most of the people that are buying, we're all resellers, right? So it's all stuff from thrift stores or garage sales or from our own, death piles. And this happened to be a really good one. I was like, oh, I didn't know what it was worth, honestly. I had no idea what it was worth. But
she just knew I wanted it, so she took it from me.
Yeah, so I sold it.
I'm sorry, lovely piece. How would you know? How would you know? How would you know it's lovely? It's a wrinkled pile. What are you talking about?
Let it go.
No.
So I sold it for $175. Yep.
Jerk.
Sold it for $170. It took me, I listed it in January, so it did take 2 months to sell, 2.5 months to sell.
I know, Jennifer, it would have looked real good in my boutique. By the way, do you have your, you do. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I'll keep it to myself. There's something coming up that pertains to our good friend, Jennifer Bell. All right, anything else?
Yeah, Katy would have gotten $350, maybe.
It's true, Yuri. She knows.
Yuri's poking the fire right now. I know.
She knows. All right.
Yeah. Crystal says I will not
Crystal.
take the credit for those.
Well, because I saw the picture, I put this up because I knew that this was just from a few months ago, and I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, you took this picture, didn't you? Because I'm like, oh. Yeah. Exactly. And the thing is, it's like you're gonna put this up for $200, and that's the picture you're gonna take.
Yes, yes, it is.
How embarrassing!
I'm selling it to the streetwear dudes. Can I tell you how? Have you taken a look at vintage T-shirts and how these idiots portray them in their sales?
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had enough of you. On to the next mediocre thing I sold. All right, I got this Mickey Mouse tank top. So I sold it for the price you see there, $69.99. I got this on Whatnot, and I paid like $10-15 for it. But here's the interesting thing, because I'm sure some of you guys who know some of this vintage stuff haven't seen this before. They have these tank tops where it's got like a band wrapped around right here. It's like a scrunchie, and it's all scrunchied up, and it's got like a colorful scrunchie. Have you ever seen that before? Because it's like basically like
meant for a woman to wear.
Yeah, meant for women to wear. But it's like, so it's got the scrunchie. So I got it, and so nobody else really wanted it because of that. Because obviously you're not going to sell it for as much. So I just cut the dang thing off because underneath it's just a regular tank top. So I'm not going to sell it with this.
You cut the scrunchie off, and now somebody like Ryan Roots would buy that and wear it.
Exactly.
Because Ryan likes those tank tops.
Exactly. You guys show off his guns
with all the tattoos.
Some real good venting going on, you know.
They've got to be like the bright neon.
So you can really get up in there in his armpit, you know, maybe have a little bit of a nip slip every now and then. I know what's going on.
True.
Anyway.
And by the way, for those of you that are going to send him this clip, we say this to his face. We do. He's our friend. We love him.
Ryan, shut your mouth. You give what you get. You like it. Anyway, by the way, guys, go back and if you don't watch Rally Roots very often, you should definitely go back and watch the video. It looks like it's clickbait. It's about like these hats
right out of my hands or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's not clickbait. The title does not portray enough what that video is about. It's seriously awesome estate sale drama, full drama. It's really funny. But you should definitely go watch that. But anyway, it was this one. I had sent an offer out, and again, trying to get some freaking sales. So I sent offers out, and I sent an offer out for 40 on this. Again, my offers are usually 50 for this price point. Sent it out for 40, and 15 minutes later, it sold full price to somebody else. So I was like, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Anyway,
you're very excited by that.
Yeah.
This was a bins find. I've had this now for a few months. I don't know how long it's been listed. I know I showed it on the show actually, because it was one that I really liked. It's a really fun vintage leopard newsboy hat, just like it says there. It's like a faux fur, really cool. So it sold for the price you see here, $69.95. I paid less than $1 for it at the bins. I do love that whole vintage retro look. This is a hat that somebody absolutely would wear now and it's still fashionable and cool. There are certain vintage fashion styles and silhouettes that never really go out of style. And this is one of them. This actually looks like a hat that Crystal would wear. Crystal loves the leopard print and she loves the vintage, and I could totally see her wearing this hat. But yeah, it's a super cool hat. It didn't take too long to sell either, which hats are usually slow movers.
Yeah, but I agree that Ryan was too nice. I joked with them that Vikki definitely would have gone to jail because she probably punched him. He was also a huge crybaby pee-pee. And not only did he go whining to the people running the estate sale, but then he reported the video. When I saw it, you could see his face. And then later on, they had to go back and blur out his face because he went like a crybaby pants and cried to YouTube. Because people, and I'm like, if you believe you're right, if you're standing up for yourself, why wouldn't you want other people to know? Maybe it's because you're an idiot.
Yeah, this totally looks like an 80s hooker hat. Kelly, you're correct. This looks a lot like the hat that Julia Roberts wears in Pretty Woman, which was in the 80s. But this is a hat a little bit earlier. But she could have been wearing vintage then, or just blue then. Who knows? Anyway, cool hat. I liked it. Don't overlook the hats, is all I'm saying. It doesn't have to be a sports hat that's dead stock from the 80s or a 3-stripe hat for you to make good money on it. That's all.
You're more likely to get a fight over a 3-stripe hat.
Yes, that's true. And now Ryan will never sell it. He'll wear that hat for the rest of his life.
I like he posted how much money he'd already made from the video. It was like 200, like in the one day or 2 days, it's like they'd already made $250 from the video, and he was just.
Now he's just trolling the guy.
Well, right. He's like, I know he's going to check this, so I just wanted to thank him because I've already made $250 off of the video of him being an ass. So
yeah, I would have been in jail.
All right, next up, Looney Tunes Winter Park. You guys know I love my ski shirts, and I love this one because we got a double-sided Looney Tunes ski T-shirt.
I kind of love how Yosemite Sam was wearing pink.
Yeah, man.
He's got a hot pink.
He's a confident dude. He doesn't.
Real men wear pink.
That's right. He doesn't mind. Well, pink used to be a masculine color, so maybe he's just stuck in the olden days. Anyway, I love the shirt. I think somebody sent me an offer for 75 because I probably would have. I think I had sent it offers for 65, but somebody sent me an offer for 75, so that's how much I sold it for. I think I paid $20 for this, so not bad. And I think it's a fun little shirt.
Yeah, it's cute.
Next up.
I just wanted to show this just because even ugly stuff sells, right? So this is a bins find. I don't remember if it was here or Colorado. I'm not sure. It hasn't been listed
beautiful
all that long, but it's just this cotton, oversized, versatile, like anorak style jacket. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the photos. If you look like I don't know what Crystal did or how she made them look like that. The arms look like they're pretty cool.
I certainly know Crystal took the pictures.
Yep, well, that's a given. That's a given. The first photo, I like the first photo. Like it looks like it's like wee, like the pants. Wee. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the photo sold it. So it sold for the price you see there, $79.95. I probably paid $3 or $4 for it at the bins. It's a couple pounds. It's cotton, but it's like a bulky one.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty cool. All right, next up is this Pantera Jersey dead stock. I definitely priced it high when I first got it, but there's several of them out there. So I ended up selling it for 75, 20 for it. This is the one that you have the guy who freaked out on you was trying to take you off of eBay for having the audacity to have your package accidentally scanned as delivered on its way. My guy, he contacted me. He was like, "Hey, what's up? Why is it saying that it's delivered when I just bought this today and it should be on its way to me?" And so I explained the situation, and he said, "Oh, thank you very much for letting me know. Getting back to me so quickly."
That's how normal.
He's a very polite Pantera fan.
That is how normal people act. Well, if he's a Pantera fan, he's probably in his 40s or 50s, like the rest of us. So, I mean, and the guy that, or girl, actually, I don't know, who bought those dog pile pants is probably, just a 20-something jerk.
Joik. All right, next up for you.
This sold for the price you see there. This was a vintage dress. Honestly, I don't remember where I got it. I really don't. I can't remember where this one came from. It could have come from the store. I don't think it came from the bins because it's very nicely pressed and has been pressed the whole time. But it sold for whatever it is. I wouldn't have paid more than $5. It may have come from an estate sale. Honestly, I get too much shit now. I don't remember unless it was recent. And I've had this for a little bit. So it sold for $129.95. And it shipped to Canada. And the customer loves it. So I actually made like another $10 on the shipping. They paid for shipping, and I normally do free shipping on Etsy. So yeah, it's pretty. I liked it.
Very nice.
It's very basic day dress. Just again, photos sold it because the photos make it look much nicer than I think it looks in person. Yeah, a little boring.
All right, so this is me just desperately looking for listings to share with you guys. Dallas Cowboys sweatshirt I sold on Etsy. I've had this one for a while, and I sent out offers on eBay, but it only sold on. I think this is where I relisted. I don't do it very often at Etsy, but sometimes when I'm bored, I go and find old listings because you can sort your listings by
how many times it's been released.
By renewing soonest, because every 4 months they renew, right? It's you pay 20 cents per quarter, basically. Not even per quarter, it's every 4 months. So you're paying 5 cents a month basically to have your items listed on Etsy. And so what I do is if I want you, again, I have no idea if this does anything, but every once in a while I'll go and stuff, it's going to end today and renew today. I will just end it, copy it, and do it as a new listing. So yeah, it cost me 20 cents, but it was already going to cost me 20 cents to relist. So anyway, so this one sold it for the price you see there, $48.99. It was not on sale. I probably paid like $10 for it. So whatever, but boring, whatever. NFL, yay, woot.
All
right, go ahead.
Splack. This is one that I've had for a long time. I've had this for at least 2 years. I picked this up at a garage sale. I remember because I got 2 of the same jacket.
I remember that.
I paid $5 at this garage sale. It's been at least 2 years, maybe longer. This is before Crystal worked for me. Maybe.
Yeah,
This
we can tell.
No,
Just
this is actually her photos.
No, I think this is before she had the
background remover and maybe before the ring light. No, but anyway, it was dead stock. It just had these things on it, like police, United States Marshal. Apparently, this person is the United States Marshal. Now you can hide those things because they were all zip-on or Velcro on and off little flaps that go on this jacket. So you could wear it just as a regular jacket and remove the patches. But this actually sold to someone in Japan.
Interesting.
So they paid $169.95, and then they paid like $68 shipping.
That's crazy, man.
And which was priority shipping, but it came in just under 4 pounds. So I was able to ship it first class. Now, let me just say, there's no difference between first class and priority shipping to other countries as far as speed and time it gets there. So you're not downgrading shipping. It means nothing.
Yeah.
So unless they pay for express, that's different. But this was not express purchase. I had probably had it put in that it was over 4 pounds. I double bagged it, shipped it first class to Japan, and it only cost me like $35 to ship it. So I actually made about $200 on this sale.
Very nice. Very nice.
And I insured it because I did it through pirate ship.
All right. Next up, I really like this shirt. Saturday Night Wild at the Rio Grande Zoo, 1993. We've got Rosie. It says Rosie with an S, but then Rosie the elephant. It was spelled with a Z. They were wrong on the T-shirt, man.
Looked it up.
Yeah, it was a real elephant, but her name was Rosie with a Z. Anyway, I just think it's a really cute shirt. And it's sold for the price you see there, $62.99. I've had this one for a little while, but I love it. It's so cute. The New Mexico Rio Grande Zoo. Anyway, cute. I paid like $10 for it, probably. Maybe $5. I don't know. All right, next up for you.
This is something that I bought specifically for resale. I bought this at the Neon Museum here in Las Vegas. They had a special exhibit that they had going on that was in conjunction with timber, and it had a bunch of timber and designs. We went, it was like 2 years ago. So we went like 2 years ago, and I bought a couple of these specifically to hang on to resell because I knew that timber and exclusive collective, blah, 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 eventually it would sell, right? And there were people that were selling them early on, and they were selling them pretty cheaply. Like I think I paid $35 or $40 for this. I'm not sure if the price tag is on there.
I don't think they were quite. They were like $30, $35. I don't think they were
like $30, $35, and I knew that it would eventually sell because of what it was. So I just sat on it. I had it in my store. I kept it high and said, I'll wait out all the people that sell theirs. And it sold. It sold this week on Poshmark, as you can see, for $146.
I bought one too, and I haven't listed mine. So now I guess I need to list mine. I still have it in my office. But
I didn't buy it for myself because I don't collect these kind of things. It was a great exhibit, by the way. If you
it was very cool.
It was fun.
It was super cool. All right, next up. So this is pretty cool. So a little over a week ago, we went to Yesterday's Fits when the List people were in town, and Teresa and Trish and Clara were all there. And Jesse, and Jesse had a bunch of stuff that he had in his eBay store, and he'd gone through it all and kind of separated out all the stuff that he had priced at $10. And so this was one of them. So I paid $10 for this. Now, mind you, this was in his eBay store, and I'm betting he didn't even have it priced as high as I have it priced. I'm betting. And it's got cut-off sleeves. It's a Guess denim trucker vest. And I had it listed for a few days, and it sold for $69.99. So again, I paid $10 for it, sold for $69.99 on Etsy because I've been harassing Jesse. Get your stinking stuff on Etsy. What are you doing?
He doesn't have enough time.
I know, but he needs
more people.
He just needs to change up the process a little bit, and he would be able to very easily. He's sold at Etsy before. He just doesn't regularly.
And he uses list perfectly because I signed him up more than 3 or 4 years ago.
So he just needs to
3 years ago.
Change. He's just so busy that there's certain processes that he could tweak, and he'd be able.
He just doesn't have enough time,
right? But how dare you? How dare you? Anyway, sold it for $70. Paid 10 for it. Quick flip.
These are a bins find. I haven't had them that long. I've had them for just maybe a few months, 2-3 months. Grabbed these out of the bins. They
Are you
looked
sure?
like
Are these are the ones I gave you? Sparco. Yeah, I gave you Sparco pants because I got a whole bought like a whole box. I have t-shirts and I have polo shirts and I gave you the pants.
Where'd you get them from?
I bought them on Whatnot. It was like a reseller box.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember that at all.
I gave you at least 2 pairs.
Okay, well then I was going to say they paid $2 for them, but if you gave them
No,
to me,
you
I
paid
paid
the
nothing
whole
for
zero.
them.
Exactly.
Okay, so these came from Katy. I would have grabbed these if you were in the bins anyway because I buy industrial size. People wear them, especially police officers and security officers and things like that. And I would have picked these up. So I paid nothing for them.
Yeah.
They weren't listed very long. They sold for $80. It's a good brand name.
And they're extra small. I think everything I got was extra small.
They're tiny.
Yep. But now
they're extra small women's, no less.
Yeah. Now I'm like, why did I list them? But I thought the world was my oyster and I could just not list pants if I didn't want to. And now I'm like, I could have listed those pants. Anyway, nice work.
It's just a brand to look for.
Yeah. All right. Penn State, Nittany Lions. Nothing to really say about it, but I don't know. Penn State's one of the ones I really like picking up, and they always sell.
I feel like it's not super prolific, but it's very popular. Like meaning there's not way too much overabundance of stuff.
Yeah, perhaps. Anyway, I sold the summer Kari for $46. The person sent me an offer yesterday. I accepted, and then they sent me a message telling me to ship it ASAP. And my response was, "It will ship it Monday." Like I don't understand the sending that message the same day. It's like ask me before you buy it if you have a concern over how quickly it'll be shipped. Otherwise, it's going out on Monday.
I'm gonna say because I shop on other platforms too. I've shopped on both Mercari and Poshmark and eBay and Etsy. So I'm going to say that the fact that we ship same day or next day, and the majority of resellers that we know do as well, is the anomaly.
Sure.
Because I have found that nearly every time I have purchased something from another platform or from any platform, they sit on that shit and ship it 5, 6, 7, 8 days later, and you're like, is it ever going to ship?
No, I get it. I think Mercari, you only have 3 days, and then I don't know what happens after that. But I'm just like, it just is annoying that it was like a weekend, and I'm like, it's a Saturday, like it's not happening. They didn't respond to my message, but like I get it. But like I said, I've had people say before, hey, I want to order this, but I really need to get it by this day. Will it come? Will I be able to get it fast enough? Do I need to like pay more for shipping? That I'm totally cool.
See, I get those all the
time. It just rubs
time.
me the wrong way. Yeah,
I get those questions all the time. Is it going to like? Can I get it in time? And 95% of the time when I tell them, obviously I cannot guarantee the speed of the shipping company, but more than likely I'm shipping it priority. You're going to get it in this day or this day. And then if you need to guarantee it, then it would be express. And this is how much more it would cost. 95% of the time when I go through that exercise, it is freaking useless because they don't buy the shit anyway.
Oh, well, usually they buy it for me. So I'm sorry about your trauma.
Seriously. Thanks.
All right. Last one for you.
Last one for me. This came out of a sale box of jackets that I purchased from an online wholesaler. I have never done it before. And I haven't bought from them since, but I will say I ended up with some pretty good deals. I did buy a lot of jackets, and a few of them were worthless. And this was one that I knew would sell. But it took a while. I think it averaged up. The jackets ended up costing me about $15 a piece because it was very heavy and expensive shipping, even though it was only coming from Arizona. They definitely overpriced and gouged the shipping big time. But I took an offer because I was charging for shipping. So I took an offer for $100 out the door. Customer couldn't have been more excited.
Very cool. All right. That is it. We got 109 people watching. What? All right, guys. So we went to the bins 5 days this week. We went first thing every morning. It opens at 8. Some days were better than others. Some crews were better than others. There's times when we've gone and they're so stinking slow. Because listen, I don't mind digging through. What I really hate is the waiting for the next section to be switched over. Because the way they do it here in Vegas, It's like they'll clear out a section and then they bring all the bins out, but they make you wait till they're all set, which is true in pretty much all the places. But they
turn them over
do it in a way
way
that's
faster.
so slow. When I was in
Every other state, way faster.
yeah, when I was in Oregon, the one I went to in Salem, it was like they would do a row of clothing and then they would do a hard goods row. But it's like they were super, super fast, right? They were super fast. And you would line up next to it, and then you can start digging in. And I never felt like I was waiting around forever. The bins here, there are times when you're waiting for
90 minutes between rotations sometimes. 90 minutes.
Yesterday we went, and they were like plowing through them. They were doing great. So
there's one lady that works at our local bins that rubs me the wrong way. I tell Katy every time. And one of these days, if I ever get kicked out of our bins or banned from the bins, it's going to be because of this.
Don't do it. It won't be good for you.
She screams at people all day. The entire time she's there, she's screaming like a fucking banshee for no reason. She yells at people all the time. Sometimes it's just don't touch the thing shit or move back or whatever.
It's almost always about stand behind the line. But here's what drives me crazy is that have you ever been somewhere and there's a kid screaming and the parent keeps screaming at the kid, but the kid never changes their behavior and the kid doesn't really ever do anything? That's how I feel like it is because she's constantly yelling at the guys to move back behind this line.
It's imaginary,
but they don't actually do it. Well, there's a line there, but they don't actually do it. They just stand there, and she never like follows it up with anything. And
I'm gonna tell you, if I get thrown out, it's gonna be because I'm gonna tell this lady to go fucking take a leap because all she does is scream at people. I don't know who she thinks she is, some minimum wage lady who decides that she's got this overlording power and just gets to scream at people.
I don't care. Like,
I don't care what she does.
I don't care. Start throwing the guys out who won't move behind the line and then shut up about it. Then you never have to say it again because guess what? They're going to listen to you. But if you're listening to somebody scream to get behind the line 20 times in a row while the guys just stand there and stare at her is the dumbest thing ever. And it's really annoying to listen to. Because I'm like, if you're not going to do anything about it, then just don't say it.
All she does is yell. All she does is yell. She's so obnoxious. If this person worked for me, she'd be fired the same fucking day. I'll tell you that right now. Zero customer service.
We've reached our limit of F-bombs for the show.
She has zero business working with people.
Yeah, period. It's ridiculous. I think overall, I feel like the bins here, the people who work there,
they're all really nice, except this one lady.
But they're slow. They don't, for the most part, they don't have much of a fire under their ass. Of course, they're probably not being paid a whole lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't be hustling either for minimum wage, but do not yell at me. My comeback's going to be, I don't know who you think you are, but nobody talks.
Here's the thing, though. I get what you're saying, but I also feel like this is where Vikki gets lets her emotions run the show because she's going to get herself kicked out, and this is a place where she gets a lot of great products. So
I'll just go visit Liz more.
All right, there you go. You're going to start paying rent over at Liz's house.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, we went 5 days in a row. There were a couple of days where I didn't get anything. And overall, the whole week, I spent roughly about $75. Vikki spent about $284. So there's definitely a lot more there for her as far as the type of stuff that she's picking up. But I was grabbing stuff for her. I was grabbing stuff for Jesse. Jesse, like, he'll get a lot of like the reprints, like band tees and stuff like that because he knows he can flip them for $5 and whatnot. So which makes it kind of nice because then I can go through and just grab stuff because I know I can bring over to him and he's going to enjoy it and appreciate it. So, but overall, I think it went well. I think what it showed me though is it really depends on the day. You can't go once and then be discouraged with how it goes.
No, because 2 of the 5 days were mediocre.
Yeah, because you could have a terrible day and then you could have another day where you find just the most amazing stuff.
So I spent on average $57 a day. So $284 over 5 days is an average of $57 a day. My average sale price is $50. So right there, in theory, one item sold for each day pays for my bins trip.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe a couple days a week is probably a better way to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like we were coming home and like washing the stuff right away.
Everything's been washed.
A couple
same
things
day.
Like I already took pictures of, depending on what it was. I already listed a couple of things that I grabbed in the bins. So I could definitely see like if I wanted to just be like every day, this is what I do. I go there for an hour and a half, come home, wash it, take pictures, list it. I could do that every day, 5-6 days a week, and I probably wouldn't make as much, but I could make some money.
Yeah. So, all right, we're definitely going to get into the haul now because I have a lot of good stuff to show, and I'm not even going to show you everything because it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
But we're already an hour in. I do appreciate that so many people are hanging out, even though I dropped the F-bomb 800 times. I mean, I figure if you watch me, you already know this by now, so it is
No
what it is.
respect.
And if you're brand new, sorry about it, but not really.
We just want to go too crazy because I mean, some people think that they demonetize you with one, but they don't.
They
you
really
don't want to go. You don't want to go crazy.
We don't make any money on YouTube anyway. Who cares if they demonetize?
Because I get that money. That's the only money I get.
The whole $50 a month.
I get that money. Let me keep it.
All right.
She doesn't care.
Anyway, I wanted to say, first of all, we talked about our friend Jen, who's in the chat. Jen, you're very sweet.
Yeah. Last night, Vikki cried. She broke down. She kind of she was feeling real left out because she doesn't get any gifts, and people send me gifts all the time because they love me more. And Vikki was just feeling neglected.
I broke down and cried. I didn't break down and cry.
And so Jennifer was nice enough to have pity upon the poor little Victoria.
She did have pity on me.
Yeah,
I think. And it came so early in the week that I guarantee that Jen got off the computer and sent me a gift like the same day or the next day. So I love you.
She was
Jen.
like, "Oh,
that
that poor little Vikki. I need to make sure she's okay."
She saw me mention last week, that I love Hard Rock Cafe stuff, even though it doesn't sell for a lot of money for whatever reason. We all have things we like, right? Mm-hmm. So she sent me these 2 Hard Rock Cafe vintage T-shirts.
Yay!
One from San Francisco and one from San Diego. The San Francisco one feels like dead stock. It's crispy. Yeah, so these are super cute. I'm gonna sell them. And they're both single stitch, early 90s, probably late 80s with this colorway. And I'm saying, okay, they'll probably sell for like $50 a piece like or so. They're not super expensive, but the thought was very sweet. So thank you, Jen. I appreciate you.
Oh, and then last night we were hanging out at this thing called the Night Market LV, and it was at Silverton in the parking lot. Overall, it was okay. The best part of it was the food
trucks,
because it was mostly booths of like candles and like hair things and jewelry. It was just a bunch of like whatever stuff. But they had great food trucks there, and we were walking through, and somebody came running up to us. It was Jennifer Allen, who was a reseller. Although she's not reselling anymore. She's
left the reselling over,
changing focus, and now she has a business called Baked and Glazed. Look at that! I remember Glazed, and she's been doing like these different events and stuff. So stop by. I got to eat one of. She had all these little sample. Teeny tiny little cupcakes that were delicious. I had one of those, and Vikki bought a few things from her, and I did get to sample the downstairs. I know, I'm saying what I've had so far. I did get to sample the red velvet cake that she made. It was
with a vanilla frosting instead of a cream cheese frosting. Really good. So anyway, if you're local, look for pop-ups. Look for our friend Jen at Baked and Glazed. Good stuff. She's really trying to get her new business.
The rest of the event was very underwhelming, but the food and desserts were delicious. And the company, yes, of course, we were hanging out with Britt and Jody. So we had fun. It was just the night market itself. Like Britt came out, he showed up, and he had an IKEA bag, and because I think he thought there's gonna be like some way cooler stuff there, and like there was nothing to really buy. So there's nothing to buy.
I mean, if you wanted to buy essential oils or a bunch of fake Starbucks tumblers with stuff screen printed on it,
and it was pretty small, so it's like you walked through in like 5 minutes and it was over. Mm-hmm. But we were happy to the strip cheese was there. They are a food truck that does really fun stuff with cheese, as you can guess. And they have this really awesome thing that we love. It's like a macaroni and cheese, but it's in an egg roll. Mm. So we had that. There was another truck that had lumpia, so I had pork lumpia. It was pretty good. It was real close to how my aunt makes it. So I was sorry.
Bless you.
That's it. Hold on. It's coming. Okay. Anyway, so the food was fantastic. The dessert was fantastic. The company was fantastic.
See, Timothy wrote me a poem.
Aww, that's so sweet. Thanks, Timothy.
Okay, so let's get into our haul, right?
Yeah, get to it.
I don't have anything. Every single thing that I'm going to show you has come from the bins in the last 5 days. Period. Everything. Period. Okay. So a couple of these things Katy found for me, and a couple most I found for myself.
Don't worry, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. Basic 70s blouse.
Oh, that's the one thing
collar.
that's not from the bins.
This actually came from the Goodwill store.
So you already lied.
Yep, I did. And Katy found this one on the day that we went to the bins that was mediocre.
Mm.
So it's just a cool pattern. I thought it was a cool
Well,
pattern.
it's like I don't think it's been worn. It's brand new.
I've washed it already, baby.
Okay, but I don't think it doesn't look
It's
like it's been worn enough.
it's polyester. All polyester looks like that.
All right.
Polyester wears well. So it's just a basic Sears. It's got the big spread collar, a big spread collar. It is women's, not men's. Which you can't really tell in the 70s. The patterns went on both of the clothing items. This could
Ooh.
very easily, if it wasn't for the way the buttons went, be for a man or a woman. But it's like a $40, $40, $45.
I think it's pretty groovy.
It's groovy, man. Okay. This is a bins find for those of us that sell vintage lingerie. This is just a Vanity Fair half slip. It is this coral pink, but what's different about it is that it's a very, very fancy slip. It can also be worn as a skirt, really. It's really nice. It has the accordion pleat, the long lace. This is the kind of slip, like basic beige. Okay, those slips sell fine. But this is the type of slip that I could sell this for probably $75. And it's very lightweight. The elastic is not shot. It is from the 60s. Really pretty. Yes, vintage women's plus size is velup.
Very
Voluptuous.
Very velup.
Nothing I have is velup. That I'm velup, but not the stuff. This was a jacket that I picked up. I actually watched one guy throw this back into the bins, and I guess he walked up to Jesse and asked Jesse if is this something, and Jesse was like, I don't know, dude, because he didn't know the brand, and he threw it back. So it's actually a high-end Burton ski jacket. It doesn't say Burton. It says on the bottom, Analog.
Mm-hmm.
But Analog is a division of Burton, and it's their high-end, like, snowboard skiing type of thing. So this is actually just basic red and navy blue men's size. It's in perfect condition. I've already washed it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Has a cool, like, pattern inside. It's not that it's like, so this was probably like a $500 jacket new. I'll sell this for at least $150. Very cool. And I told Jesse that. I'm like, oh, I got the cheek. He's like, oh, I just put that back. I'm like, missed out, Jesse, on that one.
You dumb dummy.
I'm going to go a little fast just so I can show you everything that I got. I've been picking up some Juicy Couture lately. This is a vintage robe. It does say Juicy on the butt. Some 90s, Y2K, early 2000s Juicy. It's back. It's popular. The robe won't sell for as much as, say, like one of the terry cloth jumpsuits will, but it was still worth picking up. And this will probably sell for like $40 to $50.
Not bad.
I should have had categories. I do not. I just have a big old pile. But these are, I don't really know the brand. I'll have to look it up by the RN number and see if I can figure it out, but it's not really important. Vintage 70s, like polyester trousers or pants.
Some sweet
with a nice little
pocket detailing.
With nice pocket detailing. These sell really well. This goes very well for that whole rockabilly look or that pinup look, and sometimes it'll even cross over into that punk rock look for men and women. Even though it's chocolate brown, like I think these kinds of things, this type of pant is pretty ugly. They do sell really well, and they sell pretty fast. Let's see. This is one Katy found for me yesterday at the bins. This is a dead stock, made in Ireland. Aran Knits, like that's a lot of people will recognize that brand. This actually has the tag on it. It's not old, but the company's been around for a long time. Some of it is older than others. This is not. This is probably a pretty current one. But this is a really pretty handmade wool knit poncho with the button down the side. And this is kind of like a really deep teal blue, like a bluish green.
It's nice.
And it has kind of this cowl neck. It's pretty. Again, bins price, so $3, $4. And I'll probably sell that for like $75. Vintage 80s, big shoulder pads, Angora, like this white rabbit fur Angora. There's a whole fetish world that loves Angora, men and women. So if you have a sweater, or it's usually sweaters, a sweater or a jacket or something that is a soft Angora fur, please put that in your title because it is searchable. And
So it's soft to the touch.
it's really
Sensual fabric.
all right. I'm not saying that just sounds creepy. But it has like these big sleeves, maybe 50, 50, 60 bucks.
You could like add a video of you just
Yeah,
why not?
because now you're creeping me out. Shut up.
Why would they let you add video
Shut up.
if you're not even going to use it to the full potential? Whatever. All right, this is the thing I'm most jealous of.
This is my favorite find from yesterday. It's one of my favorite finds from the week for sure. This is a vintage 70s. I'll show you the tag first. Some of you may recognize this tag. It's a tag made for outerwear. They would do sweaters,
Like
sweater
vests,
coats, vests,
puffy vests,
jackets,
like that.
puffy vest. Yep, Miller. So this is the brand, and this is what the tag looks like. It's kind of like this red, pink, and orange, almost a little rainbow tag. This is one that I'm going to have the buttons replaced. It's missing 2 or 3 buttons, but other than that, I actually have buttons. I purchased a whole bunch for something else to replace the buttons for me, and there's lots left over, and we'll be using those to replace these. So this is a vintage Cowichan sweater with the horse on the
I
back.
love it.
It's gray. It's a good size.
I
And
love
this
it.
is the front. So it's got your shawl pockets. And it has these great 70s leather wrapped or faux leather wrapped braided looking buttons. I have a whole bunch, so I can have those replaced. And it's in great condition. I paid, Bin's price, obviously. So it's a Bin's purchase. This, I can quickly flip it for $150. I'll probably put it up for $250. I'll sell for close to that, and I will probably end up selling on Etsy. But it's a really collectible, really nice sweater.
Yeah.
So everything equestrian sells really well. You're right.
I just want somebody out there who has an Angora sweater to double the price on eBay and add a video of just their hand cutting it. So soft. And see if it sells for double.
Factor.
What? Why not take advantage? Just saying. Hit me up if you do it, guys. I want to know about it.
This is the one thing I found on a crappy day at the Bins that was vintage, and it's just a basic polyester knit dress. It has a cream-colored skirt. This is from the late 60s, maybe early 70s. Brown and white polka dot. It has the rear zipper. So nothing super fantastic, but very basic. This is like a $40 or $50 resale dress, and it weighs less than a pound.
It's Pretty Woman-esque.
It kind of is.
But she has that dress, the full dress is kind of that orangey brown.
Yep.
With the polka dots.
Yep. I actually wore one of those for my daughter's christening. I'll find you pictures. It was very Pretty Woman-esque in the right time frame even. Okay, so this is where your knowledge of different things is going to come into play when you're at the Bins, because again, I found this in the Bins after all of the t-shirt bros had gone through everything, and this is something that I'll sell for $150. They didn't want it. It was in a bin for like 3 hours. This is a wool.
Which is weird because they should know that logo.
They should know this logo. So some of you may recognize this little logo here. It's this little heart with the eyeballs. The brand is Comme des Garçons. And CDG, Comme des Garçons. This is a woman's wool cardigan sweater. The tags have been cut out, but I've been able to find many others. This is a very common design and exact. So it's not fake. It's not an ironer or anything like that. It's just a basic wool cardigan. I've got to do a little sweater sheathing on it, but I'll probably sell it for, $150.
Because Yesterday's Fits, they sell their t-shirts at their store, and they sell like hot cakes on whatnot. So I'm just surprised that none of those bros saw that and figured it out.
This is a dead stock gold label Victoria's Secret. It's actually a blouse. It's not, because nobody would wear this to bed. It has sequins all over it. It needs to be steamed. Again, the camera is screwing with the color. This color is actually closer to my hair color. You can kind of see the background. It's kind of
well, it's both. It's like a mixture of red and that.
It's pink and orange. It's pink and orange, actually.
Let me get it up there. You can kind of.
Yeah, it's okay. But this is the gold label This is dead stock. It has the tag on it, Victoria's Secret gold label. And it just has a shawl collar. It's kind of like a blinged out peplum waist, kind of with a little lightweight, I don't know, blazer-ish, lightweight blazer. I'm probably gonna have to steam this one just because it's super wrinkly and I hate that. And I don't make Crystal do that either because most of the stuff I give her is wrinkled. But it really is really bad. So, I mean, maybe like 50, 60 bucks. The pics will actually be fine, Michelle. It's our camera that picks up colors weird. Pictures are fine.
It's the video, yeah.
It's the video that picks up the colors weird. I don't know why, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm about halfway through.
Keep it going.
Okay, so this is a vintage, made in the USA, Ralph Lauren blazer. It's just a basic navy blue nautical blazer. It has a price tag on it that was probably from a thrift store for $28, and maybe they didn't sell and they just decided to donate their stuff back. But these type of blazers do sell well, and if it doesn't sell, it's going to be my new yacht rock jacket.
There you go.
We're going to see some yacht rock, but it's got this really cool 3D heavy crest emblem with like the crown, and the crown is all velvet and embroidered with like gold threads. I would be listing this for like 150, and it's wool blazer.
Let's see.
There's so much good stuff, guys.
I know.
These are some more 70s. That's just a thread. These are 70s. The brand is called Moon Jeans, which is really popular, like turtle wax and moon jeans. Very popular jeans from the 60s and the 70s. And these are just beige, straight jeans. But you can look at the pocket in the back that tells you more about the vintage and the fact that they have increased because they were hanging in someone's closet for 30 years. So they're men's, and they're a decent size. They're not super tiny, although you do not find a lot of bigger gentlemen dressing in that style. It's usually the very European men that wear classic vintage all the time. They'll still sell. These are a 38 long. And I don't know what I'm going to list it for. Maybe like 75 bucks. Here's some more. These are slightly flared bell bottoms. They're not super bell bottomy, but they're slightly flared. So this is probably closer to the end of the 70s, even early 80s. And the brand on this is called Branded Lion. Let's show you the tag. Branded Lion. And again, these decorative pockets, the contrast colored designs on the pockets, that's going to really tell you 60s, 70s, 80s more so. Kind of like the bling on the ass or the 90s and early 2000s here, like that Disney style, that type of style that's kind of, come and gone. It's similar, like these are that type of thing. So the Branded Lion ones, I think are also men's, but let me double check. I really don't know. Men's. These are also 38. So they probably came from the same person's closet.
Those might fit me.
You don't wear this style.
I could.
No, you couldn't.
Rude.
I did find one pair of Juicy Couture, teeny tiny. These would probably fit my child. Velour jumpsuit, the velour track pants. Juicy on the side. These are the same color as my walls, really. They're kind of like a blue. They're super cute. They've got a little bit of the flare leg. So early Y2K. These will be like 50 bucks. I only have like 10 items or so. Now this one is a good story. I picked this up at the bins in Colorado, I believe. Maybe the first time I went to Colorado. I'm not sure. And can back me up on this. I'm not sure if it was the first one or not, but I paid like $2 or $3 for it because it's a puffer coat. Patagonia puffer coat. Down-filled puffer coat. This happens to be one of their more popular styles. It is called the Fitzroy down jacket. It sells easily for $300 used every time. So I bought this and it had a big hole in it. Someone had mentioned to me that Patagonia repairs their stuff for free. I didn't know that. And I know I talked about it on our channel when I did it. I paid $5 for the repair label. They send you a label, you ship it to them, you tell them to repair it. If they can't repair it, they give you a credit for the value of the item. So either way, I was cool. They were able to repair it. They sent it back to me. The whole process took about 6 weeks. I paid $5. It's completely been repaired, and now I can sell it for, you can't even tell where the repair was. I can't even remember.
You don't need a receipt.
You don't need a receipt. I had no receipt. So if you find damaged Patagonia, they have a lifetime warranty. You have to fill out the form on their website. They send it. You have to pay the $5 up front. I was more than willing to risk the $5. And the only thing that this has now is it has a stain that I've got to work on getting out, which otherwise everything else looks perfect. This jacket is like brand new. So I paid like a total of max $8 for this thing when you add in the $5 repair. And they send it back with your receipt. They send you the tracking information. I had no idea either. I honestly don't know who told me that, but thank you, whoever did tell me that, because I probably would have thrown the jacket away because the rip was really bad.
You can't even figure out where it was.
I can't even tell where the rip was. I knew it was on an arm, but I can't figure out where it was.
Didn't take pictures.
So, pro tip: Patagonia repairs everything for a lifetime, with or without a receipt. If you find it at a thrift store, if you find it at the bins, if you find it dragged down the friggin' road on the side of the road in a puddle, wash it, clean it up, send it in. For $5, well worth it. Okay, I'm going to get to, I've got one more article of clothing, and then I'm going to do a few hard goods. So Katie found this one for me. This is a vintage 1970s Lee trucker jacket. Look at that. Look at that great pony collar. The only problem with this is a 1970s vintage small. This is like an extra small now. But what's great about it is it has these great patches on it. It has these great
horsey patches.
Horse patches. They're not super well sewn on. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take the patches off and sell the patches separately or not.
I think you should.
I may not. They're not very well sewn on. They're very inexpensive ones. But this is so tiny. I'm thinking this is more like a child size now. I don't think this would even fit an extra small woman.
Yeah.
So, you know, for a bins purchase, great. But I would not have normally picked up that small size anywhere else because it'll be a little bit of a hard sell. Okay. So, yes. I'm going to do some. So this was one of the hard goods things that I picked up. I just took the entire basket, but this is a basket of vintage stamps. Some circulated, some uncirculated. They actually must have come from a collector because they're all categorized and everything. Somebody cleaned out, you know, Uncle Paul's, stamp collection and donated it. This particular collection is all European and Eastern European countries. I went through all of it, and they're all from like the 60s through the 70s. I'm going to sell it as one big lot. I mean, it probably cost me $5 or $6. There is no way I'm going to individually sell these. However, if I did, I'm sure I could make some money. Lots of circulated and uncirculated. A lot of them are like already labeled, like with the dates and the where they're from and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to put this in auction. I don't do auctions very often, but this is one that I would auction. And I think I will probably start this around $100. If I get $100, I'll be thrilled. I'll let you know how it goes. But I expect like I said, some of them are these are circulated stamps. It has where they're from. They were in their little protective sleeves. I mean, could there be a sleeper in here that's worth a ton of money? Sure. Am I going to look at thousands of stamps to figure it out? No, I'm not. I'm going to take really good photos. I did break down and look at everything and categorize them by the country that they're from. So I'm going to put a list of all of the countries in the description, but that's it. I'm not going any further than that. Let the market decide. I paid so little, like I said, I'd be happy to, with any good profit of that. I'm not a stamp collector, so any collector that does buy these is going to get a deal. Yep. I've talked about this brand before. I'll talk about it again. I think I actually showed a sold a few weeks ago from this brand. But
It's cute.
this is a vintage Toys R Us Animal Alley. This is from 2000. The tag's right on it. This is the brand. Real cute, soft, fluffy. This is their oversized animals.
Ooh, he's very soft.
If you get him, I know he was in the bins though. I don't want to.
I had a video just saying
No, that. But he's really cute. Animal Alley, certain animals and the bigger sizes sell really well. He will sell for $75 to $100. Do I pick up all the plush? No. I pick up interesting plush though. And this brand is one that I learned from my friend Katy. I didn't know about this until like a year ago. It's cute. More that people will recognize and remember these brands. So these are Fisher Price. So Fisher Price, this is a Puffalump Kid. Puffalump Kids are from the 90s. This along with the Puffalump 80s and early 90s. This is like from my daughter's era and she's 30. So this will sell for about $50. I threw this in the washing machine. Also very easy to clean. No stains. Just very cute little fluffy doll. This is also a Fisher Price. This is vintage 1997. Keep an eye out for this one. This little, he's made out of like,
he's real cute. Like
waffle weave fabric. Very cute. He's got a little spot on him. I'm going to try to wash. I did throw this in the washing machine, but I didn't spot treat it. So I'm going to try again. He will sell for about $75 as is. Wow. They're very rare. I'm actually going to price them higher than that and see what happens. But look how cute he is. So I paid, maybe 50 cents. I am not looking for the upside down Jenny stamp. I doubt it's in there. And even if it is, I don't even care. How will I ship that bear? I will ship that bear in a big, he'll go in a big poly mailer. And he'll probably ship UPS, depending on where he's going. Let's see. All right, I've got 4 shoes that I'm going to show you, and then I'm done. Jeez. Hold, please. Holding. All right, so I love to pick the shoes at the bins because nobody ever wants the shoes that I want. I like boots. I like cowboy boots. I like men's dress shoes. They are all fighting over, hoping they're going to get some great like streetwear sneakers. Not important to me. And then other people are fighting over certain brand names because they're going to go to the flea market and sell the stuff, which is great. But it leaves me that I get to go and buy whatever I want because nobody wants what I want. So these are Uggs. Usually, I don't pick up Uggs at the bins because the Uggs at the bins are completely beat to crap, right? They're all worn out and water stained and blah, blah, blah. Well, these actually are the kind that fold down. They're the tall boots that fold down and they have the braided buckle and they're actually in really nice shape. There's no like major scuffing or discoloration. That's just the nap going another direction. Nice black suede in a good size. Liz, they might be your size. You can have first dibs. No, they're actually bigger than that. They're a women's size 10. Ooh. So
those would fit me.
They would fit you. I'll probably price those about $75. 3 more. These are just basic. These are women's boots. They're really nice cowboy boots with the snip toe. They're in a deep red. It's actually called like an antique red by the brand. And these are Dan Post. These are my size. They don't, I probably wouldn't wear them, so I'm not keeping them, but they are my size. They're in good shape. These are like $75 boots. Again, probably paid $5-6 for them based on weight. Nice. These are fun. These are, somebody had these at Goodwill for $20 because they say 20R on the bottom. And they did not sell and they ended up at the bins. But these are for my, if eBay sales stay as low as they are, I may have to take in some alternative work.
Hit the road.
I may have to hit the pole. And, these are thigh-high vinyl boots with clear lucite. These are all like safety pins. And then
punk stripper.
Yeah, so these are very dominatrix.
Punk rock dominatrix stripper.
So the brand is called crap. It's not a brand that you would recognize more than likely. I'm sorry, I forgot what the brand is, but the brand wasn't even super relevant, to be honest.
No.
These are going to sell just on merit of what they are, but I'm going to sell these for about $150.
Ridiculous.
And then these are one of my favorite finds of the week, even though they're not worth a ton of money. They're super interesting to me, and I'm going to be doing a little bit more research. They're in horrible condition, but these are vintage to antique. These shoes are from the 20s or 30s, which is really hard to find shoes from that era. So these are leather, and they're in kind of a deep green, but they look almost like they've been painted. They're not. It's just I don't know how they got this textured color on these. It's not wear. And they have metal feather like leaves attached to them. And they're handmade leather. I think if they were given a little bit of leather treatment and cleaning, which is what I'm going to do, and they just resole the tip of the heel, which I'm not going to do that, but the buyer could resole the tip of the heel. These are very 30s or 40s. I think it'll be hard to nail down the era exactly, but based on the smaller cone heel, the stylized style of the shoe, they are kind of like fairy shoes, Christy. Yeah, they're just really cool. I couldn't leave them behind, so I'm going to do my best to make them look as presentable as possible, and hopefully someone else will want to give them, because structurally they're in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully someone else will want to give them some life, because I really, really love
I can see like
saving
a costuming
vintage.
department buying that and maybe like doing some repairs to them.
Yeah, they definitely need to seal. So, I mean, I could find a cobbler to do it. We actually have a cobbler right down the street, but I don't necessarily think I want to spend the $30 to $40 for a pair of the heels, because I don't think that I could get enough money out of them. But I do think they're really cool. I love finding super old stuff.
So overall, how do you feel about your 5 days in a row at the bins?
I mean, guys, I didn't even show you. I showed you about half of what I bought. So, I mean, you tell me. For the 200 and what I spend? $284.02.
I think you did well.
I think I did real well.
Real well. Yeah. Okay, so now it's on to mine. I don't have as crazy as stuff. I don't have as much variety, but I think a little bit of variety.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a hat here. It's made in the USA. I think it's.
Wait a minute. Give me that.
How dare you?
I was taking lessons.
How dare you?
I was here first.
No,
give me the hat.
You had the number. Anyway, made in the USA. I think dead stock. It's a little bit misshapen, but that's just from being in the bins. I picked this up mostly because I just think it's funny. It says "Trucking the Future. We know no boundaries," and then it's like a space shuttle, but it's shaped like a truck. I mean, that's just goofy. Like that's trucking.
Transatlantic trucking.
Yep. Anyway, but it's on a. It was made in the USA. Like I said, as far as I can tell, condition. I mean, this thing weighs like maybe 4 ounces, so it certainly didn't even cost $1. All right, next up, as we've talked about before, I haven't looked this name up or anything like that. I don't know if it's anything, but this is from the 2011 Wrangler NFR, which is the National. What does it stand for? Something rodeo.
I don't know.
National Finals Rodeo. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, it's back to South Point. The front has the NFR thing right there.
Oh, he's somebody. Hold on. Groney?
Yeah, it looks like it says GROWNEY.
South Point General Manager.
Oh,
of the casino.
I'll go ahead and take that out then. Because that's nothing exciting. But anyway, it's rodeo vest.
Which is where they have a lot of the NFR stuff, is at the hotel, the South Point here locally. So
yeah, I can just do a stitch work.
He's the general manager of South Point.
Let's do a stitch. It's a really nice vest. It's heavy.
He's very young.
It's
and handsome.
Flannel lined, made in the USA. So it's a really nice, like well-made vest, and it's got a leather collar. So I mean, for what it costs at the bins, this is definitely a good pickup. And like I said, once I get his name off of there, I'll probably list it for 100, sell it for 60 to 70. Because rodeo stuff always sells well. It's this is probably my best, like old school vintage pickup. It's filthy, so keep your face away. It needs to be washed and bleached. But this is the I think it's got a date on it. Let's see. 1992. This is Home on the Range. This is a kitty cat shirt. I love it. It's ridiculous. But I always like it when I find like a true vintage t-shirt, cartoon t-shirt at the bins. It's on this is the Hanes tag that it's on. 90s Hanes tag. Anyway, it's filthy, but I will clean it up and bleach the crap out of it. It'll be good. It was just kind of a basic. This one gets basic vintage shirt. I've seen this one before. Will golf for food. Wah 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 wah. I think this is really cute, even though we missed Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's. Got all the sweetheart
Conversation hearts.
Conversation hearts. Sweet thing, big hug, kiss, kiss. I love you, be mine. Here's a jacket that Vikki's super jealous of from the 70s.
Yes, because I have a lot of these in my inventory. Katy hates jackets, but now with the bins pickups, all bets are off.
I'll bet I gave you so much stuff. Okay, so much, woman. You don't even have room for jackets anymore. I do have room for jackets. All right, this is leather. A really awesome leather 70s jacket. I need to like wipe it down with leather wipes. But I also really like this little pin. Oh, I don't want to do that. I like this little pin that's on here that just says Jesus first. And yeah, I don't know. What would you list this for? Hello? Welcome.
What would I list that for?
What would you list
like
this
what?
for?
I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. About 150.
It's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could see James, what's his name? From the Deuce.
I could see our friend Dana's husband Jason wearing that daily because that's kind of how he dresses.
Yep. All right. Oh, here's another really good vintage piece I picked up. It is the sleeves. Okay, so it's a black sweatshirt. The sleeves already have bleach on them. I don't know what this person was doing.
Bleaching stuff.
I guess so. So I'm gonna have to. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet, but bleach the whole thing.
Do a bleach bath.
Yeah, but I don't know how it's gonna turn out. We'll see. But this is a 90s Cops sweatshirt.
Bad boys.
Which Barbara Langley Productions.
What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys.
Cops. And
I watched the crap out of that show when I was pregnant in the 90s.
Well, I was
because I couldn't sleep. And then when my baby was little, baby, when when they don't sleep either, that show was on one of the cable channels like 24 hours. I don't remember what it was, but I watched it all the time.
So I went to high school with this guy, Cody Bunn. And Cody Bunn went to a different middle school than me because I came from a very small town. There were like 30 kids in my class. And he went to Dayton. And we heard through the grapevine in the early 90s, we heard through the grapevine about how all the girls loved Cody Bunn. He was like the Dreamy McDreamerson from middle school. The first time I saw him, like, it was kind of like Romeo and Michelle when she says, "That's Sandy Frank." What the hell was I thinking? Only I said, that's Cody Bunn. He was just a scrawny kid, but he had charisma. He was nice. He was a funny guy. Was he funny? He was a funny. Anyway, whatever. He was a nice enough guy. The girls
wasn't funny.
The girls liked him. He was charming. Whatever. Anyway,
I hope the poor guy's not watching this show.
He doesn't need me to screw over his ego. But years later, I see him on Cops as a cop for Las Vegas Metro. And this is before I moved to Las Vegas. I think he's still I looked him up and I saw an article about him on like the horse patrol, like he was down by Fremont. Anyway. So Cody Bunn, he's on Cops. So I gotta bleach that. All right, next up. This is just like kind of a basic shirt. This is 90s. It says Southern Indian Children's Fund, but it's kind of a cool graphic. It's got the eagle,
like an art tee. That what they call it, right?
Yeah, it's cool. It's got somebody put a little piece of tape on there. It's just $3. I think I could sell this for like $40. It's a little art tee. All right, next up, guys, this is very important here. We gotta have a debate here. So I got this vest. It's dead stock. It's on the Hilton tag. This is not down. It's just polyester fill. But it's dead stock. Nice bright red.
It is.
It says Valley Crest. I don't know what that is. Probably like some mortgage company from the 80s or something like that, right? So boring, but really cool vest. So the best thing to do is to put a different patch on it, make it way cooler, right? So Vikki's like, hey, I got a box full of patches right over there. She's, apparently was feeling generous, or so I thought. Okay, so I thought, you guys, but there's more to the story. There's a lot more. So she's like, she's go look through my really awesome patches and pick one out that you can put on my jacket, and it's gonna look really good. And I'm like, awesome. I mean, it's nice because I do so much for you. I bring coffee, pull stuff pull stuff from the bins, run your bath for you, test the water to make sure it doesn't scald her. So I get scalded first.
Really?
Now
she's really
I do a lot, guys. Okay. So I'm looking through the patches and I'm like, how about I go to reach, and then she goes, nope, not the Corvette one. Can't take the Corvette one. But I mean, come on, guys, look at how good that would look. She says, no, can't take, which I'm like, it's a patch. What you gonna sell that for like $10?
No, I'm gonna use it to patch something.
Whatever.
It's a good one.
Look at it. Look how cool that would
look. Wanted the best patch out of my collection.
So I'm like, fine. I don't need your Corvette patch, okay? I don't need your stinking Corvette patch. Throw that over there. Fine, I'll pick a different one. So then, as I'm pulling this one out, she's like,
no, I didn't. I said you could.
Not the Cobra. So basically, any patch that she had that was actually cool, she's like, nope, can't have that one. There were two. Nope. She's like, there's an American flag one. She's got like 40 American flag. And I'm like, nobody's going to buy this with just an American flag on it. No, can't have the Cobra.
This is the bag of patches.
Yeah. None of them are cool, except the two coolest ones. You're like, nope.
These are the only two that I said she couldn't have.
What a jerk. So I did settle on this one. It's all right. It's pretty cool still, but come on, guys. That Cobra would have been pretty sweet. So I ended up, I'm gonna have Crystal doesn't know it yet. She's gonna sew this on for me. This is a quarter horse racing patch. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
There's lots of cool patches.
Okay, what bag are you looking through?
I'm sorry.
What bag are you looking through? And then she was like, there were like these patches that were at the bins that I passed over. It was like something cow. And she's like, you should have gotten that. You could put that on there. And I'm like, okay, the point is I'm trying to upsell this thing. Anyway, I think this one's pretty cool. I actually don't want the Corvette one. I wanted the Cobra one. But she's a stingy bitch.
And, it's my shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you got some shit I could take back. Then I was looking at the jacket, the Lee that's got all the horse stuff on it. She's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm the one that pulled out from the bins, dang nabbit. If I want to take one of these patches, I can take one of these patches. She's like, no, you can't. No, you can't. And I'm like, all right, somebody's going to have a cold bath tomorrow. Just saying.
You're such an ass.
Yeah, Susan, you're right. The Corvette one does go pretty well. But you know what? I would have been fine with the Cobra. Would have been fine with the Cobra, just saying. Sandy, go get your mug.
Come moderate.
Go get your damn mug and keep it to yourself.
Nope, I'm not giving her the Corvette patch.
No, I don't want the Corvette one. I don't want it anymore, okay? I wanted the Cobra one, really. All right, next thing I pulled. This is a pretty decent piece I pulled. Guys, I got a Supreme, long sleeve Supreme. Of course, it's on the made in the US, not vintage, but made in the USA tag. See that there? And this is the graphic on the back.
There's only 2 of these for sale right now.
No, there's more than 2. What are you talking about?
Okay, then they don't put the word Iraqi in the title because I did.
All right.
I found 2.
There's like 10, and they do have that because that's what I searched. So let me guess. You use eBay search?
Another example of eBay search sucking.
Anyway, there's a variety of them that are listed anywhere from $200, $150, $140, $100, $68. There's white ones. There's one. There's short sleeve, long sleeve. They're kind of all over the place.
On my phone, that picture looks inappropriate.
Yeah,
inappropriate. Yeah, I think it's meant to.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to dazzle your butthole. That's the problem. Anyway, so
I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I just told you.
A bedazzled butthole?
Yeah. You got your little charm hanging there.
I don't know.
People at home know what I'm talking about. Danica, you hear me? Anyway, I'm gonna list it for $100. It's not a $200 shirt. There's ones that are cheaper, but they put it up to $100.
Sell it faster.
$70 to $100. Really good.
Okay, so
no,
I don't know.
It's an orchid. It's an orchid.
Really? It's an orchid surrounded by butt cheeks? I don't know what's happening.
It's an orchid. The whole thing is a flower. Okay, but if you glance at it, it just looks like maybe it's a butthole with some.
Never mind.
Decor.
Yeah, Danica. Never mind.
Oh my goodness. All right, here's one that Vikki put back, and I went and it's a Decente ski jacket, nice heavy. It is. I washed it. It's still discolored, but it's like whatever. It's fine. She put it back. I grabbed it because it's on the back. It's embroidered photographer. I still think it's cool. I mean, I think I can still sell this for a decent price. It's not vintage. This one, Decente was very popular in the '80s, like skiing and all that stuff. But I still think I could sell it for at least 100. It's a cool jacket.
Okay.
So,
yep, but I don't ever do
sorry, she didn't give it to me. She took it and put it back, and I said, "I will take it." I was actually waiting for her to change her mind the second I grabbed it because we all know she has a history of that. There was no giving it to me.
She's getting on my nerves today, guys.
Well, you were laughing. You were laughing. All right.
Let's not talk about every single time I go to the bins without her, which was every time until this week. That every single time I bring her home anywhere from 1 to 5 items. Yeah, say I got this for you. I got this for you. I got this for you.
Appreciate your mediocre gifts.
So this is going to be the Vikki and Vikki show starting next week.
The Vikki and Vikki show. You found another Vikki?
Hey, I can talk to myself all day long.
All right, I grabbed this at the bins, Southwest. Not vintage. It's a soft shell jacket. I don't know. What would you sell this for?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't have picked it up.
Really? You can sell it for at least $50.
Okay. There you go.
I'm going to be nice, and I'm not going to tell you guys the really bad Southwest joke that the bartender told us last night, and then laughed very hard at her own joke, and it wasn't that funny.
Well, now you got to tell it because I don't even remember it.
I don't even remember it. It was stupid.
Okay, then never mind.
It wasn't a good joke. All right, so I sold that Guess denim jacket that was off, and so I went ahead and grabbed this Wrangler one. I don't know if it looks as well, but top sleeves.
That looks like something that everybody I went to high school with was wearing.
It's a Wrangler Hero, which is 90s, so it's vintage.
Yeah, see, I was in high school in the 90s. Yeah. Exactly what all the pot smokers from the side of the high school were wearing.
Yeah, and you
got
to wear
up here, Tracy.
And you gotta wear like a black hoodie underneath it.
No, that's more 2000s, late 90s. Early 90s, they didn't do the gothy thing. This was more like the metalheads. So we would have had either a cut-off black rock shirt under it or just a regular one.
All right. So for those of you who watched the video that I put up yesterday, Jesse, so, I didn't pull anything crazy from the bins. But Jesse, oh my goodness. The first day we were there, he found the most amazing t-shirt, and it was like laying right on top. There was another guy that he thought was going to grab it, and he didn't. And so Jesse picked it up. Guys, it's a 1995 single stitch 9-inch nails t-shirt. This is crazy. He got this at the freaking bins while we were there. So this just shows you the kind of stuff you can possibly grab. There. So Jesse got this. I mean, he paid probably not even $2. It would have been maybe a little over $1. 1995 on the All Sport tag. And he grabbed it. He was gonna list this, or he was gonna put this up for sale in his shop for $350, I think, to eventually maybe sell it for $2. I don't know exactly what he said. But I asked him, how much would you sell that to me for right now? And he said, right now, because I love you, $150. So I did buy it. I came home, washed it, took pictures, listed it immediately. Within 2 hours, I got an offer for $300 from a buyer in Japan. And now I hate myself because I had it listed for $420, $419.99. And I countered 400 because it was a Japanese buyer, and I had just listed it, and he offered 300, and then crickets after that. And I'm like, damn it, I would take 300 for it. I would take 300 for it and come back and offer it again so I could take it.
Send him a message.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Anyway, so okay, I'll split the difference with you. I'll take $330 or something just to save face.
Yeah, it does not smell like clove cigarettes.
She washed it.
I do like clove cigarettes. Anyway, so yeah, I will definitely be able to make money on this. But guys, this just comes in the bins. How crazy is that? Mm-hmm. How cool is that? Very cool.
See, Tracy back to me. It's exactly what it was like in high school. Our high school, anyway. Tracy and I went to school together.
Mhm.
The side of the high school would have all the hot smoking metalheads. And mind you, I was a rocker chick, but I didn't smoke cigarettes
Yeah.
or weed in high school, so I don't smoke weed now either. But there's anything wrong with that? You do you. Not my thing. But they would always congregate on the side of the school.
Ours
We
were
had an
all
area where you could smoke. This is what high
Yeah.
school was like then. You could smoke in the 90s high school.
We didn't have an area where you could smoke, but it was across the street. There were some apartment buildings right across the street. It's a very small street. It wasn't like a big street. It was like literally like across the street. And that's where all the kids who would smoke would hang out. But it wasn't like they were hiding. So it's like any teacher or principal could look out, but it wasn't like an officially designated smoking area for
it. Was kind of like unofficial for us. Like they could hang out. They could smoke right in front of the
nobody
school.
in trouble for it.
Yeah, they could smoke in front of the school, but I don't think they did. I think they were more frowned upon. But the teachers absolutely just ignored the corner of the school in between the high school and the junior high, which were attached by a hallway, by the way. Also, small school, small town. We had one high school and one middle school, and they were attached by a hallway. So yeah, they would smoke on the side there, and that's exactly what they'd be wearing: those cut-off vests and rocker shirts, and some Levi's button fly 501 jeans.
Most of our smokers were like the punk kids and the hippie kids.
We didn't have any punk kids in our school. Very few punk kids in our school.
Yeah,
we had the stoners, the rockers, the jocks, just like everybody else.
Yep. All right, that's everything, you guys. I don't know. Anything else you want to say?
I got nothing else.
Look at that. We almost did 2 hours because you had like a crazy amount of stuff to show.
Crazy. I did, and I think I was selective.
Yeah.
Tried to be.
Well, and you didn't even show like a fraction of all your little technically issues.
Almost a 2-hour show. This was longer than usual. And we still had well over 100 people 2 hours in. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys
for sticking around and watching the haul and listening to us babble and bicker and all of the things that we do every week, which is pretty much our lives every day. I mean, this is us every day. If you've been around us for any significant amount of time in person, you know that this is exactly how we are. She drives me up a freaking wall 24/7.
I mean, next week it's going to be the Vikki show, I heard.
Yeah, so because I may kill you this week.
So if there's any Vikkis that want to audition for that. No, we're not doing the bins every day next week, but we'll probably go a couple of days, right?
Maybe.
We're gonna go maybe
2 days this week.
Yeah.
Crystal says it's true.
She's very happy that that I'm actually going to be going to the bins with her now. Because
Corey's not.
Corey's not? Wow.
No, because that's what Corey and I do. We go to the bins together. So now Corey's going to join us and go instead of just joining me.
It's not like I'm not standing next to you at the bins.
I'm just.
How does that make a difference?
All right, we'll see.
Is Corey in love with you?
I mean, isn't everybody?
Is she trying to steal you? Is that what's happening, Corey? We need to talk. We need to talk, Corey. Anyway, we're not even next to each other. She can still enjoy. How about this, Corey? When we go, when you come with us, I will not talk to either one of you the entire time.
Perfect.
If you even try to come near me, I'm gonna go.
Perfect. It works out great.
How about that? There you go. All right,
Susan. I hope you find great stuff at the bins tomorrow. I have had a very, very weak sauce weekend here of sales. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I have some sales through the end of tonight, and definitely we're going to hit the bins at least once this week. But I do have an office full of hard goods I need to take pictures of now. So,
are you go take pictures of now?
No. No, I'm not.
I'm going to go list some more.
Yes, we'll do a show on Easter. For those of you that want to watch, we don't celebrate Easter. It's just another Sunday for us. So
what are you talking about? It's Zombie Jesus Day. We didn't even celebrate Easter, so how's that disrespectful?
It's disrespectful to people that do.
No, because Jesus was a cool dude, and he would be down with us calling him Zombie Jesus.
All right,
because that's how cool he was.
Okay,
I'm just saying. We probably have some Easter candy.
Maybe we'll have some Easter candy.
Maybe have some Easter mimosas or something.
Ooh,
what do you say?
I think we need to do some Easter mimosas for our show. Maybe we should drink mimosas while we're doing the show.
Well, I don't understand when you thought
that would be far more amusing.
Did you think I was saying we'd have Easter mimosas like after? That's my whole point. Is during the show.
Okay, you had me at mimosas. mean, we did Easter mimosas last year. It was not a good thing.
It wasn't last year, it was the year before, wasn't it?
It was last
Was
year.
it last year? Oh, you're right. It was last year. Yeah, it wasn't. No, because the problem was we did bottomless mimosas, which prior were never a problem. We'd done bottomless mimosas before. It's just we happened to have bottomless mimosas at a place where they were too good at it.
Where our waiter was real good.
It was like, yeah, like listen, you want the people to drink their mimosa and then you like make them wait at least a few minutes, just not too long. It's special art, okay? Just but a little bit. This guy was like, we wouldn't even get halfway through, and he would be pouring more in. So
I never saw the bottom. It's true. Bottomless is correct.
We had no way of figuring out how much we had drank, except for the fact that we no longer remember that day.
Right.
So
both of us,
yeah,
was bad.
Yeah,
we Ubered there and back though.
We did. We
were
thought
responsible.
Ahead. We thought ahead.
We were responsible.
It's true. It's true. All right. Okay, so next week, guys, drunken Easter.
Mimosas and Easter bunnies. I'm in.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.